Gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another episode of our Odrysian campaign. Just to recap from last time, we have been blitzing Dacia, and quite successfully. Only 14 turns into the campaign, we've already captured Polpadava and Malva. And we did this in the hope that we could avoid outright war with the Antigonids, who I believe are simply a better faction than us at the beginning. Their military is just too much for me to handle. So I thought, let's go fight some barbarians. Surely they'll be an easier foe. And thus far, I believe I'm right. I'm marching right now in Zarmeza Gatuza, and you can see with the Puli have a full army right here. We have another army mustering in the city with two forces marching towards victory right now. Our income is negative, however, we have so much money from earlier victories that it's not really that big of a deal to be in the negative for a couple of turns. And I also just decided, let's go ahead and recruit a dignitary so we can go spy a little bit on the wretched Macedonians. Of course, I do also realize now that if I want to get colonist hoplites, I need to create a port, which means I won't be able to train them in Dacia because it's a landlocked province. I was curious as to what units are featured here. However, yeah, these are just Dacian units. So all the foreign units, I'm going to need specific economic buildings to train. So if we can capture Zarmeza Gatuza, I think I'll be able to start training pikemen, which is honestly quite hype. But in any case, let's just let the turn roll, and we'll cast the bones and see where they fall. It's really up to the Puli how they want to handle this. They know where my army is. This is very, very obvious what's about to happen. And they can either attack us, or they can send their 20 stack into Zarmeza Gatuza. And if they do that, then I'm screwed. I have no means to be able to take a city with a garrison and a full stack within it. Just impossible. But thus far, the Dacians have been hell-bent on fighting me outside of their settlements. So what I'm hoping is that they're just going to rush for two armies to fight this main force. I don't think that my smaller force will be able to reinforce me. And yeah, there you go. That's what I thought was going to happen. I mean, it's exactly what happened with previous armies, so makes sense. I mean, hey, I'm confident that we can still win this one. My force has a little bit more experience than theirs, as you can see. But besides that, these like low-tier spears that they have, they're pretty rubbish. They're pretty bad. Archer-wise, we're pretty much at even footing, so that's not too bad. Although, I'll be able to use this hill to my advantage. And given that I'm the defending force, I see no reason to not try to utilize this hill as effectively as I can. Although it does make deployment somewhat awkward, it appears. You know what? There's just like one break on the hill, and it's not the end of the world. Have 3 units kind of like deploy up here, and then one on this side. I mean, I'll take any advantage I can get, right? Because we are at a numerical disadvantage. So I don't see any need to deploy on open ground. Especially if I can give my archers a little bit of cover from the trees, potentially, and
enemy reinforcements
also,
approaching.
Of course, go ahead and send the baggage train to the rear. Off the battlefield they go. Yeah, whatever advantages I can get from terrain, I will, of course, exploit. And any good commander is going to do that. And I'll keep my noble hidden. Now, this unit, right, these Thracian noble Rampia men are absolute beasts. They will kill anything on the battlefield that's coming out today. So, just need to keep them safe and deploy them at the right moment. I have to be quite artful the way that I handle these guys. And yeah, it looks like the Dacians are simply just sallying forth and rushing. I mean, they're keeping together, but I don't see a whole lot of stratagem to what they're doing at all. exception of this, they are shooting at us before we're capable of getting within range.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
And I will admit that Dacians do have a certain cavalry edge that I simply cannot match. That is simply a fact. It's not a fact I particularly like, but it is a fact.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Station hired riders are going to absolutely smack into my light infantry. Nothing I can really do about this, so I'm going to get my raiding horsemen to just start plowing them with javelins.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Thinking I'll put them in. Oops! No! Fuck! I didn't mean to toggle them out. Oh crap! That's really bad. Oh! I need to charge.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Toggle them out. Get back on the horses before you get charged. Crap! Why would anybody possibly want to dismount a unit like that? That is retarded. Alright. Come on. I'm sorry for sitting up, boys. I just got a little bit heated. Not everybody approves of that word. That is my mistake. But in any case, it's just like, geez. When they're dismounted, they could have gotten charged. That would have been a disaster for me. Yeah, we can go plow into the side of these guys, and looks like we're shooting at my general, but you know what? We can go ahead and charge a general into the center. That would be beautiful. We can just do that. Meanwhile, get my skirmishers to shoot at their archers. Inspiration footmen. Need to keep these guys back. Is my general getting into combat? Now he is. I mean, it looks like my infantry are holding even against superior numbers, so that's good. You know what? Screw it. Get a Thracian cavalry to go back. Looks like his skirmishers are being sufficiently harassed. And yeah, now that my Thracian noblemen are into combat, that center fight should go in my favor, I would think.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
If he could hit my flank there, that would be a disaster. Crap, yeah, his cavalry is kind of gone a little bit berserk here. I have to keep on pushing on my infantry. It's really the only chance I have. Although, maybe not. I see a lot of breakage on his part. I do not understand how this unit is still around. Oh, nice. We actually caught one of his cavalry units. It's a little bit nuts. My nobles have been beasting in the center. 77 kills, almost 0 losses. Oh, this is beautiful. The Dacian lines are just being wrapped up. My main problem, though, is that I don't see a lot of Dacian casualties. Like, we've kind of just gone in against us. We sparred for a bit. We came up pretty even. And it's like, I can't allow that to be the way that this ends. There has to be overwhelming Dacian casualties so I can go take for city. Because at the end of the day, right, if they're fighting Inzar Mezagatuza, they have a pretty massive advantage over me.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
I mean, that's just a fact. They're fighting in their main city. They have a humongous advantage over me, so I'm gonna need to kill as many of them as possible before we get to that city battle. Right, I have to chop them down as they run away. They don't really take any survivors. Slaughter the Dacians. Right, we have to cut them down. Every single man that falls is a comrade, but gets to live. Once we get to the Mezagatuza. His general, he's losing his melee. He sees his allies running. He's being javelined in the back, and now he's being charged. Hopefully this allows us to rout this general. Nice, he's gone, he's off the field. We'll be able to slaughter him. That's exactly what we need. This cavalry unit is gonna get absolutely demolished if it stays in that fight against all those axemen. I mean, this is a missile cavalry. This is not some sort of elite melee cavalry after all. But what we can do is just send our general headlong into these axemen, because I know that my general is a far better fighter. We'll send this blob to go hit their flank. And yeah, it looks like the Dacians are just getting overly demoralized at this point. They can't hold on. See the tide turning, and they're fleeing the field en masse as a result. I'll go send some cavalry to just go and hound these men. Turn them into walking corpses to try to flee from the field, and well, that's precisely what they are at this point. Glorified corpses. I don't know, I'm just hoping that we can kill as many of these guys as possible. So we managed to get rid of a nice archer unit over there. I mean, yeah, we are chasing these guys down pretty successfully, actually. I think that they're like medium in weight, while my guys are light, so we're making short work of them. But yeah, we kind of just showed how Thracian infantry and DEI are just a little bit better than Dacians. Jeez, look at that KD, man. Like I said, spearmen, can't rely on them. And the axemen, I mean, look, like at the end of the day, in this era, in this region of the world, the only elite infantry, or the only elite warriors in general, would be the actual nobility of that civilization, right? It'll be the nobles who could afford armor, training, that had the greatest motive to fight, because they would reap the majority of the spoils. I mean, yeah, those mercenaries as well. I neglect to mention that. Mercenaries were also quite good. But at the end of the day, it would be the nobles who could fight the best. So, those axemen, even though, like, they are considered a somewhat better unit than, like, the levy spears or whatever, they're still not gonna have very good morale. Like, you can't let them get flanked. And that's precisely what happened there. You know, they engaged me heavy in the center. They weren't able to break for my warriors because I had the hill advantage. And then I just managed to get rid of her axemen. And now look at their Mezigatuza, boys. Those two armies are encamped right outside of the city, which means if I attack their armies, the garrison's going to come out to play. And that's going to absolutely suck for them. You don't want the garrison fighting outside of the city, where they don't have the advantage of the city. It's not gonna go well. What can I get here? +6 wealth, -10 political incident occurrence. You got a library, I think that's pretty decent. For here, you can get, gives you a little bit of growth. And this one actually gives you growth, though. I mean, like, military is great and all, but I think I'm just gonna hold off and just start to get some more civilian technology. I think that'll help me more in the long term. Yeah, my building regime is coming along pretty good. Let's see here, we have this army, but it's mostly the garrison that's coming out. A lot of militia. I mean, look, this is a pretty substantial force, don't get me wrong. But it's also full of crap that I'm going to be able to rout easily. The only thing that I fear in this garrison army that's coming out are like the 6 archers. So I'm going to have to get my cavalry on archer killing duty. And as long as he doesn't hold his spearmen back, my men should be able to get to their archers pretty quickly, and my infantry should be able to absolutely crush their infantry. So that's precisely what I'm going to do here. I'm gonna, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put my Romphias up front for once. I just want to plow straight through the enemy infantry so we can get to their archers as quickly as possible. So again, the only thing I can kill them is the archers. I know that their infantry will fall to mine really quickly. I don't need to do any of the skirmishing I normally do. And let's see, let's just go ahead and retreat my baggage train as usual. Just, it's not gonna... My baggage train can't
Reinforcements
fight.
approaching.
And yeah, the enemy reinforcements are gonna come. Probably from behind. I mean, that's like 99% of the time. Reinforcements come from behind. I'll go send my skirmish cavalry to the flank. Then I'll just use them once I get a good opportunity to. And yeah, I'm just gonna go push my infantry forward. Use them properly as Thracians, right? After all, my infantry, they're shock infantry. At their core, they're shock infantry. We'll go ahead and send cavalry forward into a headlong charge on his archers. And man, I mean, it really just looks like his infantry is gonna fall back, and the archers are not. The archers just aren't gonna keep up. I mean, I like it. Cavalry definitely took far fewer losses than their archers, and it kind of baited their infantry to rejoin the fight, so I'll take it. Oh, he's pushing his Dacian horsemen into the fray. I think it's actually advantageous to me. Now my Romphias are gonna get in there, and yeah, I mean, my nobles are gonna love to kill these horsemen. Get them off the field, right? The Romphias is long.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
It's a long weapon that can just chop down on cavalry. It's just gonna be so good for getting rid of cavalry. And yeah, I'm just gonna go run my infantry into the fray. I mean, so much of this Dacian rabble that's coming out are just like random townspeople. This is a garrison. I can't fear them. Although the enemy archers are fully capable of destroying my generals, so I have to keep on pressing forward relentlessly so we can go get to the archers. But slowly but surely, as the Dacians run into combat, their archers will be exposed, and we can go send our cavalry out to kill them. But you can see smartly they're targeting my general because he is the greatest threat to them. Like when the general hits, it's like a cavalry charge. And Dacian crap infantry just won't be able to hold against my general for too long. Dacian Falksman is doing relatively well against my men. Remember, the Dacians, they have okay-ish infantry, they're not complete crap. Look at my archers here, I forgot all about them. But I do know from earlier battles that the Falksmen, if you charge for a rear, they just run. They cannot stand and fight. They're just a frontline type of troop that just charges in, but they have zero capacity to hold when their rear is threatened. I mean, most units can't. The Falksmen are particularly squishy in that sense. This Dacian bowman kind of just got behind me. That is so weird. But you know what? I have my archers coming up. They should be able to put an end to that nonsense. And I just go ahead and mass fire upon that one archer unit. A couple volleys of this should end this Dacian bowman's harassment campaign. Come on, boys. Let loose. For Thrace. To unify the tribes. Boom. And yeah, I mean, the Thracian nobles, they managed to run right into the rear of this blob of garrison troops, and
one of our units has used all its ammunition.
It's not going well for them. It ain't going well for them. Some of these archers just continuously come back to the battle. Something I noticed about DEI, right? It's like, you can rout troops pretty easily. Shattering them is quite a bit harder. But my general's doing a pretty decent job of that, since he's just amongst so many low-tier troops. He has 21 attacks, so whenever they basically like touch a unit, they just chop it in half. They're just going completely psycho, which, I mean, to be fair, you would need to be a complete psychopath to fight with a weapon like the Rampia. I mean, you're basically just a butcher of humans. Just cutting people in half, chopping them up. Just an absolute maniac uses a weapon like a Rampia. Those archers, we managed to corner them. Let's go ahead. These guys still have their javelins, so we can go throw them into the back of the enemy general. Why not? Like that. Should have done some nice damage to their HP. Well, there we go. We chopped up their garrison. So Mezagatusa is basically ours. We might as well just stride in with our heads held up high. Because they just do not have the means to hold the city now. I mean, look at our army, right? Basically everyone's got the experience chevron going, over been the supply train. We've got some silvers on the horses since they just keep on running down enemy archers with impunity. Got some great experience on our general just to make him even more overpowered. And he is a truly overpowered warrior, especially at this point in the campaign. Some of my mercenaries have some experience, my footmen are getting better. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I feel like the Thracians, they're just an ideal, like, anti-barbarian faction. Because they just do what the barbarians do, but better, right? That shock infantry is just completely capable of eviscerating the poor morale of barbarian factions. They'll just loot the city. Like, the Disrians just get so much freaking money from looting, it's just crazy. And, oh, I mean, it really looks like we can... Looks like we can roll of this. Oh, I didn't realize that we had... Man, that's actually a pretty nice... Plus 15 sight, plus 5 morale. Jeez. Whoa! Dude, this is such a freaking insane building. Okay, let's go ahead. I mean, we can go ahead and get the ancient capital. This looks pretty reasonable. We don't need military here, but what I do need is to get some pikes. Now, you don't get pikes from this. You don't get pikes from the amphitheater. Yeah, this is just 4x spears. Like, I don't need that. I thought you get pikes from these buildings. What? How do I get pikes? You know what? I'm just gonna break this just so I can explore the full, like, the full building tree of this faction. We can just keep on getting upgrades. Make things cheaper. Make my infantry hit harder. Just make everything really overpowered, and then I can go ahead and patrol the region here like this. I don't understand, like, what the heck? Why is this looking so different? Look, I just need to know how to recruit pikemen. I really want to get colonist pikemen. It's not that hard to understand. How do I get... I know how to get hoplites. I figured that out here. You need a naval building for it. So I won't be able to get colonist hoplites in Dacia, but I definitely want to be able to get colonist hoplites. Sorry, I want to be able to get colonist pikemen. I mean, honestly, those are the units I want. I don't care about hoplites that much. I just want pikes. I feel like pikes and shock infantry would just be such an insane combination. I mean, I was running it in my Bactrian campaign, but, like, I think it'll be even better with Thracian shock infantry, since they're just vastly superior and more survivable than the Sogdian variant. But we'll just have to see. Also, I do want to go see what the Antigonids are up to, because I have no intelligence of them. In fact, I haven't even unlocked them on the map yet, so... I want to go spy on them and see if there's an opportunity to strike. I would love Greece, man. I would just love to go take a little slice of Greece for myself. I'll hold it dear to my heart. You know, I'll treasure the Hellenic civilization.
Gold freely given and gratefully accepted is a blessing from
I
the
mean,
gods.
I feel like I can get the military access whenever I want, so I'm just going to hold off on building additional treaties.
A token.
No, I mean, I fully intend to go completely destroy these guys, so... No, I have zero desire to make a treaty with you. I covet your lands. Don't just covet them. I am basically in possession of them. I'm already at your doorstep, buddies. If you have zero chance against me, might as well just give up. Throw in the towel. No, but I've seen their armies. They're really bad. They've been training like militia spears, just spamming them, and I know that we will completely wreck them. Okay, let's go see what we can build here. Here's the chain. I'm pretty sure that one of these gives us access to Greek units. The wine trader lets us make Threo spears. But doesn't my military building already give me Threo spears? Like... Oh no, these are Rompheo warriors. I really hate, like, how this looks. I mean, I know it has nothing to do with these guys. I have long spear Threo spears. These are like the Thracian variant of Threo spears. This gives us Greek versions. And then... Yeah, okay, I got it. So, you can get the Thracian version. Well, this just gives us... This is Dacian immigrants, right? Yeah. There's only one military building to train. And none of the economic buildings can give us something of value, right? So... What?! So you need... The only way to get hoplites and phalangists in this particular building is... in this particular settlement is if we just go for like a top tier. So Mesogattusa. That's the only thing I see, because otherwise, like, the wine trader is the only thing that'll get you... Yeah, it'll get you, like, these Threo spears, which they are a decent unit. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? It's not supposed to be, like, easy. It's not supposed to be easy to train, like, elite units. So I get it. I get it. It's not supposed to be easy to just get, like, Greek units if you're a barbarian faction. It should be a little bit of an uphill struggle, so... You know, I can't be too salty about it, but I am still somewhat salty, because I thought it would be a lot easier. What about here? Can we get them with any of these buildings? No. I mean, they do want to make it purposely challenging to get elite units, which is, you know what, that's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I just have to move on with this realization and make best use of the knowledge I now have. Now, what about this army? And we've lost one of our Thracian mercenaries, which isn't the end of the world, because they are a little expensive anyway. I mean, 2 turns until we get this... Until we get better recruitment, so... Not the end of the world. Also, we still need to wait 3 turns till we can get this, so whatever. 3 turns until this army is fully repaired. Takes 2 turns to march here. And they have a 12-person garrison. Based upon that information, I feel like I should probably strike pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Thirsty for battle.
I do wonder if I should start to build a bit of an army here. I mean, I have a bit of income. You know, I'll wait 1 turn. Might as well. Let the dust settle a little bit on Dacia. I mean, we just took the capital, we sacked it. It's bound to be quite a bit of unrest in the air. Quite a bit of hostility. And of course, it gives time for my army to replenish somewhat. And then we'll figure out what's best. Bowie, I want a non-aggression pact. I have not given it any thought whatsoever, so I won't accept just yet. The short-term goal is, to, of course, to take over the rest of Dacia. I think, given that I control already 3 of the settlements, I have the means to do it. Like, the Bastarne, you know, for time is numbered. It would take a miracle or a great miscalculation by myself for him to be able to defeat me at this point. But let's see. Let's see what miscalculation happens, boys. Or if that miracle. I have lost to the AI more than once in this mod, but not to barbarian factions. At least not to like land-based barbarian factions. It's interesting that my neighbors keep on begging me for greater alliances. That is curious. And Tripoli is gone. Okay, I was worried that Macedon had taken it, but no, it's just an inter-barbarian rivalry. Sadly, though, winter is lessening my ability to recruit, or to retain, rather. Interesting. A Celtic unit that fights with a Romfian. I've seen that before. Dacian hired riders are expensive, but I assume that they're quite good. I mean, it does look like the Bastarne are basically just down to this one. This one unit.
A flapping tongue that speaks with...
Low.
Greetings.
Low.
Be welcome.
I mean, it's not like Thracians are particularly avid traders or anything. We're more of the raider type. We like to steal more than we like to barter. Just in our nature.
The road goes ever on and on.
These guys have some reasonable armies going on, but nothing to really write home about.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, I think it's time. Just like go ahead and raise some like additional troops. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and move these guys north a little bit. Perfect. We're not losing men at least. Dang, archers are more expensive than slingers. I mean, I guess you sort of expect that based upon their stats.
We need good fighters.
Well, there we go. Trade a couple of troops. They're not the best troops. They're not the worst. Just all very mid stuff that I just put in the queue. We'll keep on going. I mean, only a madman would make a war in the winter in Dacia of all places. I mean, look at the tundra that is spread over the land. Besides, my main Armenes or Mezzagatusa has amazing marching ability. They'll be able to make it half the way to Petrovada very quickly.
Will you not give our people a
Again,
little...
I don't want to make an alliance, or not an alliance, have diplomatic relations of a faction that's at war with like the Swebi and stuff. I just don't know if they're winning, if they're losing, if they're on death's door. I need to investigate before I show myself to be on either side. But next turn, I'm going to be marching on Petrovata, though. Like, right now, we're going to be sending our main army forth. We've recovered most of our men, so it's not too bad. We have this one army. Like, we just recruited some troops, right? So that army, if, like, we end up losing, at least we're, like, a quarter of the way to actually having a reasonable force with it. And also, my main army is down to... is down to, 19 men, and I'll be able to recruit one of my new units. Protection expiring. Let's keep on going here with the public order-centric buildings.
Ready for further orders.
Yeah, we're like almost gonna have full. Yeah, we can get the Thracian realm via warriors. Although, it uses like the highest. Uses the highest building. Let's see, what does the level 3 barrack give us? I mean, honestly, there's a lot more that we could recruit, but we just aren't high enough in the reforms yet. I mean, I think the best thing I could do is just get another Rompia warrior for now.
Ready for getting on our way.
How can... No, I can't. Is there...
Okay, next turn will be at Petrovata with a nearly full army. And let's go ahead and check out what the Antigonids are up to. Oh dear.
I will walk the old tracks.
Yeah, they're not friendly towards us, are they? And they have a pretty reasonable army here.
Well met. What do you wish of me? I will find their weakness.
I mean, I'll go ahead and steal some money from the Macedonians, I suppose, although I don't see why a poor faction like my own would be capable of corrupting the great Macedonians all too much. Kind of crazy how, like, Macedon ended up being under control of Antigonus, because Antigonus was more or less operating in the same area that the Seleucids ended up being in. And he had control of the majority of, like, Alexander's great empire until he actually lost a, battle against Seleucus Nicodor where he died. Pretty dramatic conflict. Even his son basically just covertly, not covertly, but he basically just went in and captured Macedon. In the meantime, or like after his disaster with the remnants of his army. So it's like, they really shouldn't have been in control of Macedon, but once the dust settles, they just got it, and Seleucids, I suppose, were more than happy with the majority of Alexander's empire. Macedon be damned. It's somewhat crazy to think about how... Ooh... Goodbye, Seleucid vassals. It's like I summoned that, and so these guys just let me walk in, I suppose? I don't know. I don't know why they would leave with me on their doorstep. Like, they saw my army there. Yeah, we weren't at war, but, considering I've conquered the rest of Dacia, you would think that I want the last part of it, right? But I guess the Bastarnae must be at war with someone else, or at least maybe they had ambitions. Whatever, we're just barbarian scum. At least we have some Greek culture flowing amongst our ranks. They have nothing. What could these scoundrels possibly know? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just do the Rompia charge from the front again, because it was hilarious last battle.
Be on guard.
Let's see. Oh, crap. Well, we can just go ahead and get the baggage train off the field. It's gonna take a really long time for them to get there, but... just make sure we're not highlighting the baggage train. That's how my Rampia is just charge and barrel in. Is there any difference between my mercenaries? Nah, they look the same, as they should. They are supposed to be the same troop. Oh, I mean, they do have better morale, which also makes sense. I mean, side of it is the same troop, though. Just better morale because they are fighting for honor as well as for income. The others, the mercenaries, are entirely motivated by money, I suppose. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just get the baggage train off the field, meandering very slowly to the edge of the map. We do outnumber this garrison in archers by 1 unit, so... what I'm hoping is that... yeah, once we get to the edge of range, we're going to start moving forward, which is precisely what happens. Odrysian bowman, it looks like, yeah, we're going to go take the first shot. Beautiful. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get our warriors to headlong charge the enemy. The Celtic bowmen are just absorbing arrows, and I'm loving this. It doesn't allow them to fire into my Rampias. And obviously, that's the main threat that these archers pose, right? One of the reasons why I'm just charging so aggressively, actually.
Our general is under attack.
Oh man, the enemy archer just straight up got caught as well. It's quite pathetic. Yeah, my general just got it and just slaughtered 50 men. Just ran into them and just started chopping these Celts to pieces. Goodbye, garrison. You're not gonna go down in the annals of history as brave men, but simply men who got trampled by the might of the Odrysians. And then you can see here, just a simple barbarian charge. We meet in the center, just a huge aggressive mass of just blood and guts on the field. Yeah, we're chopping it down, and honestly, I don't even need to chase the survivors because you're all gonna go down anyway. This is a garrison battle after all. Boom, boys. I mean, that's great. All I really did was just bloody my men and get them a little bit more experience. Although I swear, but some of his cavalry must have been like, if it got silver chevrons earlier. I wonder, do men get like a debuff if they don't fight for long? Does the experience wear off? Because I swear some of these troops had more experience before. No, I mean, they look, yeah, there's barely anyone, even 3 chevrons. I mean, I haven't really been waiting around for very long. I was like 2 troops in training, but I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you wanted to recruit more troops, but you'd lose some experience. I mean, it just makes perfect sense. And how much slaves do we have? -4? You know, I think in our faction deals with like adverse public order due to slavery very well, so. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move the capital. Right over here. It's just like, why would Termezagatusa not be my capital, right?
When your feet bleed, you for battle.
Yeah, I have no idea where the Basterne currently are. All I know for sure is that they don't have any settlements, so that's not gonna go well for them. And I'll just go ahead and destroy everything here. Bring it all down. I'm gonna bread and games a whole lot of this town. And I got a sewage dish. That's quite impressive.
What do you wish of me? Is there nothing else?
Well, there it is, boys. We've captured all of Dacia. That's very good. I mean, now we have a somewhat defensible territory that we can actually hedge our faction's fortunes to. And yes, the population of Dacia is very low right now because we've basically enslaved most of it, but we'll resettle it in time, and all I really need to do is just manage the building of some very overpowered stuff into settlement, right? I have the income to basically mold the province to whatever tune I want, so there's so much I could do with it. What I do know for sure is that the wine trader, unless I just like the economic benefits of it, it doesn't make any sense to make it.
Will you not give our people a little gold? You have much, and our people do not wish to
I'll
become the
admit,
slaves of
though,
envy.
Actually, I don't want to fight nomads, so perhaps that's worth it, although knowing nomadic factions, I'll probably end up losing the non-aggression pact in 5 turns, and they'll be back for another one. They usually... The non-aggression pacts that you sign on nomadic factions they're just pieces of paper. They're pieces of paper with very little meaning attributed to them. Okay, so yeah, the population of Dacia doesn't particularly like that we've been slaughtering them relentlessly. Now, I don't really want to build a slave thing. Just check again. Yeah, the only thing I get here is some 4x spearmen, which means that I won't be able to I won't even be able to use that unit for a very long time, and the warhorse pens too. Why is it plus 16? Characters, events. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of happiness buildings that... I mean, this is going to be plus 12, which is good. Wait, this is gold, though, right? This is... No, this is copper, never mind. Man. Could either get, amazing buffs. The way I see it is better have public order coming in from the peripheries and into town, because the town could be used for so much more financially worthwhile things. So
Thirsty for battle.
What would you have of me? To work then.
they're the Basterne armies. They're just shriveling up here like limp cocks. So I don't have to worry too much about them until they actually come into the game.
Welcome.
I mean, if these
I
nomads
welcome
deal
you,
with the
but-
Bastarnia, all the better. But yeah, I don't really see anybody I can make agreements with. The Bowie have been offering me non-aggression pacts for a
Greetings,
while.
friend.
Looks like we do genuinely want one.
We will gladly listen to your...
But what is around me? That's what I question. There's Pannonia over here to the west. I mean, these are Celts, yeah? It says here that they're Celts, with a bit of Dacian, Thracian influences. Over here is Lugia. I know Lugia is definitely. Sarmatia is over here. Should transfers into Archbosphorus and Pontocaspia. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think is the best way to advance? Because this is like very far north. I didn't realize that like. No, it looks like Pannonia is like the quickest. As well as I feel like my Thracian forces are gonna do really well against Celts. Just have a feeling like the fighting styles will be a pretty good match. I mean, we're basically just upgrading everything simultaneously right now. That makes sense. Makes sense too. Let's go ahead and get another agent, right? We have a dignitary already in Macedon, but we can go ahead and do this. And I'm just gonna keep a dignitary over here.
Weak men are easily booked.
Keep stealing money from them.
How can I help?
And yeah, we'll just keep these guys over here just to go look if the Basterni are doing anything wild, but I doubt that they will. And just also, it's an advantage to keep my armies in Dacia because we just want that public order to jump, man. We're at minus 74. Public order can become very, very bad. And we can get some pretty nasty rebellions if we don't work it up pretty quickly. Although it is going up pretty quick. Plus 14 is pretty strong. Yeah, I think Pannonia makes the most sense to attack next. Because it's like, Lugia is just so far north, and we have a non-aggression pact with the Sarmatians, and I don't really want to fight a bunch of cavalry anyway, so... Yeah, I feel most happy about fighting these guys. I looked at what the Macedonians have.
Gold freely given and gratefully accepted.
Now, I don't want to be at war with the Macedonians. The thing is that, like, the Macedonians are more likely to attack Anphia than they are to attack me. But then again, maybe if we're in a defensive alliance, it'll help both of us out mutually. Maybe I'm just not thinking about this quite the right way. After all, if the Macedonians know that there's going to be a reckoning if they attack one of us, then perhaps it will give them reason to stay their hand. I'm not so sure, though. I mean, so far, everyone's happy. There's no civil war chance. I mean, this looks like a pretty financially important building. Minus 10. These guys do have a pretty strong army. Maybe a defensive alliance.
You honor us. There is food enough for 2 armies awaiting us when we have talked.
They want a little gift for it, though, don't they? I don't really want to give them 4,000. Just a lot of income for anything. Oh, jeez, the Sarmatians. These guys got wrecked. But it also looks like the Basterni are gone. Yeah, they are gone. These guys aren't very good, though. What about the Zygius? These guys are Sarmatians as well, yeah?
To work then.
I want to go see what type of armies they have. Well, simultaneously, I also really want to see what the Pannonian armies are like as well.
Ready for orders.
And we'll keep this army here for now.
Ready for battle.
We'll keep our foes a little bit honest. I really don't like these javelin types, so... Yeah. Bit of a glitch
Thirsty
there.
for battle.
Let us see a bunch of reform units that we can't actually recruit. I mean, until I see what type of armies the Pannonians fight with, I don't think that there's any point of recruiting.
Well met. Traveling on silent wings.
And you could see here, this Macedonian army actually
A
isn't
merry
like that
meeting.
insane.
How can I help?
There's a lot of kind of like low tier, crappy,
Ready for order.
because like the low tier Greek units just aren't very good.
Resolve.
Like the ones that rely on the lowest form of the population, like these Thracian footmen will absolutely wreck them. Like just standard Greek infantry. Only thing is that, man, these like Thracian Rumpia warriors, as mad as they are, they rely on elites, which is kind of crazy. Thought that they'd rely on warriors at least, but no, they rely on the elites. Shock cavalry goes for warriors though. Longspear Peltis goes for warriors, which is funny. So they're not really all that useful, I find. Yeah. Spear units they can't even use like formations. How useful can they be, right? But the Bastardi are gone. Again, I'm just trying to figure out here, boys. Do we attack Pannonia or do we attack Sarmatia? Sarmatians have factions I'm a little bit more scared of, but I cup their lands more because they're just more defensible. You know? And also, it gives me a chance to potentially attack the Bosphorus, that I really want the Bosphorus. On the other hand, Pannonia is closer, it's easier, and the factions are a little weaker. I just don't really care all too much about taking Pannonia. I mean, yeah, I'd love to have more land, more income, and have a province. Of course, these things are all great, but Pannonia in general just doesn't really interest me all too much. But it does also feel like it's just a much easier undertaking. It just makes more sense on so many levels. And I'm sure once my dignitary gets within range of a kink, you'll just see a bunch of like Levy Celtic spears and I'll be like, okay. Yeah. And oh, the trader! That's how you get the pikemen. Heck yeah. Can I get the trader? I can't build it. But I can suit. I just need to wait 9 turns.
Ready for battle.
Well, it sure as heck seems a lot more likely than getting a level 4 settlement, capital settlement, so I think I'll do that.
The shadows are friends.
I mean, I forget is that the Royal Scythians are just insane, dude. I mean, Olbia is, like, takeable, I can tell you that, but then it's gonna put me right... Damn, Fideli is playing Counter-Strike? Oh, it's rare. It's a rare occasion, if any. Ooh, I've been streaming for almost an hour as well. Maybe one more turn and then we call it a day, boys. God, it's so hard to decide. To go to Olbia? Or to go to a king? Well, let's go see what a king has.
Reading.
Nothing. And it's right here. And it's so easy. And puts me at the doorstep of Macedon, Thrace. I mean, come on. It just so many benefits to taking the settlement. Of course, it does put me right within contact of an expansionist, aggressive German faction that also is supposedly better than me too. You know, either way that I go from Dacia, it appears that I'm putting myself within some sort of peril. But if I kind of go here, these settlements are somewhat far away. I just don't really have the capacity to fight these factions with this type of army. I mean, what I can tell you is that these guys here in Olbia really don't like me. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go for Olbia. And damn the consequences. Yeah, plus 22 is pretty insane here. I don't know what character is possibly helping me here. But public order is going up this highly. I think I'm fine.
And in battle, there is no finer ending.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and maybe build this army up somewhat. This isn't the best building, I can tell you that. When it comes to growth, it's definitely not the best building. Okay, Olbia, probably be able to take it next turn. Everything here is good. Public order is starting to stabilize a little bit. You can get colonist hoplites over here if we really wanted to, but it's fine. Macedon is pretty stable. Brolsk is not really doing a lot, and I'm gonna go see what else is in the region. These guys have moved maximally. Let's arm this guy. I mean,
I'll scout ahead.
For the tribe!
yeah. Go to Olbia next turn. Good turn. Hey boys, we do have a whole province though. This is still pretty massive. Like, the District Kingdom has a pretty reasonable center of influence now in Dacia. It's a good province with a wonder. I didn't even know that they had a wonder, but it gives you quite a bit of income. And while the population isn't all too developed, we're gonna have positive public order pretty soon, which is just gonna get the population to start skyrocketing. And
Will you not give our people...
our building program is going really good. It is going really well. In Malva and Petrovada, we kind of already have all the buildings that we've been aspiring to get. And Petrovada and Sarmeza Gatuza, it's going well. Let's go ahead and just gun for Olbia. I mean, I don't even see any army defending it. I think we could totally take Olbia. We won't have to face the main steppe armies in battle, and then, I don't know, we're just gonna have to figure out what to do once the Royal Scythians come knocking on our door, as they inevitably will, but... Ah, crap, the Zygias got taken down. The Zygias should be out this soon. I mean, Marcus Aurelius has to deal with them. It's... Oh dear.
Pass here.
Oh, but this army doesn't even have much cavalry. We have a cavalry advantage over them. I can crush them. Oh dear, this is going to be a very one-sided affair, boys. I mean, look at this. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cavalry. Okay, well, okay, you know what? He does have a cavalry advantage over me. I spoke too soon. I love that one cavalry unit. It looks like a Greek unit, man, with like plumed helmets and a derpy looking unit, but especially for this random faction in the steppe region to have. Oh man, Scythian Noble. Oh man, these guys look beastly. That looks like a cataphract. They look like they punch right through anything I have. Luckily, a lot of her other units. Oh, yeah, this is one of those horse archer cataphract hybrids. Oh boy. Oh man, this looks awesome. These guys look so fucking cool. Look at this unit. It's just godly, man. But, you know what? We have so many of these light footmen. They're experienced troops. They're hardened by battle.
God's guide our shore.
I think that we can make something of ourselves in this battle. But my supply train really needs to run off the field. So enemy cavalry will molest that unit.
They carry many of our
And then
and even
Now let's just move forward. We do have 4 foot archers, which gives us I mean, they only have 3 foot archers, and they're generic step archers, so I don't know. My units are better because of the experience chevrons. We can beat them in the foot archer duel. I can tell you that.
Warriors, move!
So if we can beat them here on foot, I could probably goad their infantry to push forward, and then my infantry will crush them. But it'll just be a matter of defeating their cavalry, which honestly is not going to be a small feat. Their cavalry is insanely good, but I just don't think that they're numerous enough to be able to get rid of my army.
Gladimo!
Yeah, my infantry needs to surge forward. My archers need to... You know what? Let's go focus my archers upon their horse archers, because I can kill his like foot archers with my cavalry. There's only one way I'm getting rid of his horse archers.
Our general is under attack.
I would need to throw any javelins here. Yeah, my archers. Dude, my foot archer did an amazing job. Goodbye, cavalry.
One of our units is
Meanwhile, I don't think that his infantry is going to hold out all too long. I mean, you can see here, their thin lines are cracking under the pressure of my maniacal Thracian troops that just love this type of combat. They thrive in it. They live for it.
The battle is turning in our favor.
General's even pushed all the way through, although I think that his archers are focus firing upon him. I mean, I see his armor and all that. It's basically like a large sign that says,
One of our units has used all its
shoot
ammunition.
me. We want to be shot.
Bowman!
Yeah, my general's kind of in a wild goose chase at this point.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, the enemy general is charging. Now, I know that my Phalluses have a pretty, like, reasonable bonus versus large, so I'll allow my men to just fight the enemy general. I mean, the general will win off the charge, but if he gets bogged down, he will start losing. Looks like doesn't really like taking all of his ammo, and no wonder, he took a lot of casualties in those volleys. Meanwhile, I could chase this one Scythian horse archer with 3 raiding cavalry, and my men are a little bit faster, so they can keep him in range and do some damage. Oh, my general did catch up to some of his Scythians. That's good. Yeah, his general is like fighting like 10 troops. It's not gonna end well for him.
The enemy general is dead.
Oh, I'm hoping that the death of his general does something to his men. Hopefully demotivates them a little bit. There we go, my archers are taking out their foot archers finally, who have been chased off the field, but chased around, but they haven't really focused on them extensively because the cavalry was just so much more of a threat in my eyes. Okay, on this end, we knocked out some Scythian horse archers. This is my cavalry. We can come back and chase down some of our foot archers. Still, but you can see the excellent condition of the enemy cavalry. I mean, they don't rout until really things are hopeless. But yeah, I mean, look, guys. Step armies are hard to fight, but that army just wasn't particularly well equipped. I mean, they were just too small. Their infantry just couldn't really hold out against me. If you're fighting if you're using a step army and you're in the field, you don't want infantry, honestly. Like, unless you've gotten to the point where you can get colonist hoplites, and you can in this mod. You can get colonist hoplites, just like I can. then sure. Like, you can make a pretty good dent in a Thracian army by holding the hoplites, but if you're like an early game like this, just spam your cavalry. Just use what you're good at. Maybe have a couple of archers, like foot archers in there to counter enemy skirmishers, but... Yeah, we're gonna go and slay the captives, and then just continue running on Olbia. In a couple of turns, we'll be battering the gates down with the pommels of our swords. Now, let's see, I mean, a kink is empty, which begs the question, where the heck is their army? And I don't really know, because I don't have any idea, like, where these armies are, although the Helvetii sound familiar. Oh, there you go. They aren't too far, and they are pathetic. Well, you know what? Could go and recruit some men. I don't know. I could go recruit some men. Could be a little bit peevish here, but I could. So I really do need to increase my food supply, so I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and destroy this Agora. And you know what? We'll build a trader if we actually, like... I'll build a trader later. I don't even have the technology to do it now anyway, so what's the point? No, I'm just like thinking about building up another army, but now I'm like, eh. If I build up another army, then things will maybe get a little bit out of my control. Like if I have one army fighting in Pannonia and one army fighting in Sarmatia, I think I'll just spread myself a little too thin. But on the other hand, it's like I'm not fighting massive factions that have control of like a province like I do. I'm fighting little guys. Perhaps I do not need to overestimate my foes. I don't know, boys. I'll play out one more turn. I do want to capture Olbia. I am hesitant about building up this army and fighting in Pannonia. But on the other hand, like, I also see a kink is pretty much undefended. But then this faction over here, the one that have Singon and Nasos, they're pretty strong.
Our strength.
I see that as just begging for mercy. Simple as that. And I don't want to give him no mercy.
A token.
I mean, I think if you sign on aggression pacts of any of these factions, you're basically just like saying, hey, I'm buying 5 turns apiece for an exorbitant amount of money, because they will go back on it. They will 100% go back on a non-aggression pact. There we have it. Sigius is gone. That means that the Royal Scythians are going very strong.
To battle!
And, I mean, this is pretty good. We cornered the rest of his army, and we're also forcing the garrison out into the field. Give us a chance to destroy it even easier. Honestly, this couldn't have been a better start to a war over Sarmatia. And I'm starting to think that maybe we could actually do something here, maybe. Maybe I'm just overconfident. I've lost to the step factions more times than I can count in DEI, but... And also, this is a minor faction. I cannot forget that the Royal Scythians would be significantly better than these fools. Let's send this bag of strain away from danger.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Ramphias we can keep. You know, my Ramphias have been exposed to constant danger the last few battles. I'll keep them out of dodge for once. And see right here. Enemy reinforcements coming. I mean, this is like mostly cavalry, so they could easily join their reinforcements, no problem. Only problems with the reinforcements kind of blow, man. It's like it's cavalry, but it's not very good cavalry. Sorry, the reinforcements, there's infantry, but it's very bad infantry. They won't be able to hold up to my Thracians, I can tell you that. These militia spearmen of a steppe tribes. People that are not particularly known to fight with spears all too well anyway. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get my Thracian and bowmen within range. Start pummeling the enemy. See, I mean, both of these guys are very heavily armored horse archers. That's why I didn't kill them in the last battle. And it's gonna take quite a few volleys to start to drop them. But of course, they don't have shields, so it's not gonna be like the end of the world. I'll be able to take them out eventually. Oh yeah, a couple volleys and we start. Go ahead and try to turn these like 3 units to just face this one. His cavalry got a pretty solid charge. He managed to kill quite a few of my Thracian warriors. And there's not a whole lot I can really do to punish him.
under attack.
At this point, we're basically just charging the glory. So we are killing these guys pretty effectively. And my Thracian javelin men are having a go at it. Right, the javelins are going in, high damage missiles flying. And yeah, I mean, the Thracian, honestly, my general should like be absolutely beasting this rabble. So much infantry left too. Go ahead, push him in. And my missiles have already knocked out some very effective horse archer units. Enemy general is trying his best to assist his infantry. Trying to get those disrupt my infantry with his lances, slow them for a bit, even weaken them, but it's not quite the easiest thing to do. I'm gonna toggle skirmish mode in both of these. Crap.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. One of our units has used all its ammunition.
I mean, at this point, we're just going for the all-important task of hunting down his cavalry. It's not very easy, I can tell you. His cavalry's morale is starting to go down. And luckily, the archers I'm chasing aren't really getting the chance to shoot all that much. Because, my infantry are light troops, so can't really outrun them all too easily. And their general, looks like his general is starting to get taken out. Yeah, my charges it did on my Thracian javelin cav really did the trick. His general's probably gonna die, and hopefully that demoralizes his horse archers into running as well. And at this point, I think we're gonna see the enemy start to rout. Look at what they have left. A couple of horse archers, a couple of regular foot archers. I mean, the moment I make contact with these guys, they should get off the field. My Thracian cavalry is gonna best them in melee combat anyway, because my Thracian cav has shields. And they just enjoy melee more with the Thracian, you know? savor melee combat to an extent, but no steppe tribesmen does. There we have it. Pretty strong. A decisive victory means that my troops will recover quickly. They could all have an experience tossed around as a veteran force. I just don't know how we're gonna hold up against Scythians. I'll be real with you. This build, it would be completely nonsensical for it to work well against Scythians. But I'm starting to think, like, what if I get my because I have two armies, right? What if I get my other army and I build it specifically as a counter Royal Scythian army? And then we're starting to cook with gas, you know, and now we're starting to do something. So maybe I can get some mercenaries in this region that'll do well.
We cannot.
Well, there we have it. Obviously already took the garrison to task last turn, so might as well just enslaved a bunch of them. Gonna lower public order, but oh, it'll make us so much richer. Oh damn, dude. And we can get some horse archers out of this too, which will definitely help fight against other steppe factions. We could, of course, get the hoplites here if we wanted. But here we have food, and we were a little worried about food earlier. You know what, we'll actually pay to repair this. But then everything else we're getting rid of.
Thirsty for battle.
I mean, we know what this army is made out of. Just like a bunch of heavy cav and some horse archers.
Peace. The shadows are friends.
On the other hand, I mean, no, we can't really get to the boss first just yet. I don't know how, like, deep the pockets of the Scythians are. We're considered a better faction than me. I know that much.
Greetings,
So anyone
friend.
could really figure that out.
We will gladly listen.
I mean, they're okay with the trade agreement, actually. She'll get us a reasonable amount of income per turn.
Warriors all.
Okay, this is going to be a garrison army to protect against any barbarian incursions from here. Don't really need this. Would love to just replace this guy with something cheaper.
Ready for battle.
Perfect. I mean, this will give me like plus weapons. But I don't know if I really want this. I think I want income more than... But then again, like, this is just such an epic thing to have. But do I want armor or do I want weapons, though? Plus 5 melee attack? What's better? Plus 5 melee attack, boys? Or plus 4% armor? And that gives you all provinces too. No, I think it's just worth it, dude. Like, we're investing in literally all my provinces. I mean, that's just epic. Oh, but this is just such a difficult thing to. Oh my lord, that is all the way at the end. It's gonna take like 100 turns to get to 34. So I'm choosing between a negligible bonus in armor or it's so hard to choose. You know what? Let's just take the negligible bonus in armor. Anything that gives me a bit of a little bit of like an advantage, I guess I have to take, right? To play this on margins. Or we wait for later. We make this last thing. No, screw it. Let's go for the last thing. Let's get economics for now, and then eventually we'll get there. Once Dacia evolves into a better province. Now, come on. What can we get? What is the next move? I mean, clearly it's to advance against the Scythians, but do I want to create a new army? I mean, none of these settlements have a particularly strong base of recruitment. Other than, I guess, my capital, kind of, but it's still very sparsely populated. It's not ideal. And what is the ideal force to fight against these guys anyway? Probably a lot of archers. You know what? Let's make a force here, and let's decide. Go for Thracian nobles. Let's go for cavalry general. So we have the mobility. What's going to help us against... I mean, we know that archers are really important. So let's go for 5 archers. Let's go for some peltists to go kill some better troops. We need some cavalry for sure. Shock cavalry should be decent, because they can chase down some of the heavier lancers and put them to bed. Yeah, I think shock cavalry, archers, peltists... I don't know, honestly, like, it's not like my Thracian footmen were bad at holding out against cavalry. I mean, they kind of get trampled on the charge, but I have a difficult time believing that, like, my light spearmen won't just get trampled because of her weight. You know, I'm gonna go look. Maybe they have, like, some insane bonuses large I'm neglecting, but given that Thracian footmen are a little bit cheaper, and they can wreck the steppe tribe spearmen easily, while I think that the spearmen, like the long spear peltists, will struggle a little bit. Like, I think it'd win because they still are a Thracian infantry going up against, like, a steppe infantry. But I still think that they're not going to be as good. I don't think that they're going to be as good, so... let's just go ahead and check out the stats, do more of an in-depth analysis.
My people can only dream of wealth like you.
You know what? I'll get military access for 1,000, because if I do want to invade Macedon, it'll be useful. I'm not saying it's going to happen 100%, but if I do want to invade Macedon, I want to have the option open. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. Anthea? Pirates? Man. I don't think I can hold out against these damn pirates. That was the one thing I hate about Colchis is gone. I kind of expect it. Mild winter doesn't look too mild. Doesn't look mild at all.
For the try! Get to it, men!
The population is now indifferent, which is awesome. I think that's really the best I could hope for, to be real with you. Ooh. Oh, we can get nomadic lancers. I mean, that's actually pretty hot, not gonna lie. We had some fish too. Heck yeah. Wait, we can get a fishing boat, or we can get this.
For the tribe! Getting on our way!
Go get the trader, unlock it so we can get pikemen in the future.
Are you ready to do your duty to the tribe?
Okay, so what is the bonus as large of this? Okay, Longsword Peltas actually have pretty decent stats. Holy shit. Better attack and better defense? Better charge. I mean, yeah, we have less men in the unit. Bonus Elephant 34 is crazy. Bonus Cavalry 5. Bonus Cavalry 13. Does look like the Longspear Peltas are actually better, but they recruit from like a different population, so I don't want to leave them in a minus. I don't think it'll even let me recruit them. I wanted some shock infantry, I really did. Some shock cavalry, that is. These guys go for elites. Nope. There we have it. That's the best I can do.
Thirsty for battle!
It's not letting me recruit replacements over here, but yeah, jeez. I'm just surprised by the extent.
Ready for orders.
By the extent of the units I'm seeing here, and I'll kill one of these troops.
Ready for further orders.
Control the region as well. But it'll waste a little bit of food and a little bit of money, but it'll increase public order, which will get growth up quicker. I mean, look at the public order on Dacia. People love me. Sure, I slaughtered and enslaved the majority of the population just a couple of years ago, but now we're looking at my benevolent economic centered rule and they're like, dang, this guy's giving us work opportunities, man. We love him now. Who cares if he killed a bunch of us a while ago? It's sort of people of the past. Yeah, but honestly, the complicated decisions I've been making. Do we attack Dacia? Do we attack Pannonia? Do we attack Sarmatia? It's going to be very, very absorbed into this campaign. But for the sake of everything else that I need to do with my time, I should leave in a couple of turns.
My people.
No, I do not want a defensive alliance with someone actively fighting against the Macedonians. That seems a little bit one-sided. A little bit one-sided. Like, I'm not getting myself into trouble, but you have already started in trouble.
Ready for orders! Getting on
Not
our
entirely
way!
sure why I cannot recruit anybody locally. I mean, there is a reasonably sized population here.
How can I assist on the move?
My income is decent too. It's because we just completed a bunch of buildings.
Thirsty for battle!
Plus 27. I have no idea how this is the case. What event is... I don't know how we have a plus 20 event.
For the tribe!
Surely that must be this building. I mean, this is a crazy building.
Ready for
There's a
battle.
military and economic element, just everything's in one. Okay, so we have 2 peltas, we have 5 archers. I really
Death
want
in
this
battle,
cavalry.
there is no finer
And
ending.
for a light cav, but they do insane damage on the charge. They're going to be ideal for hunting down. And they have 4 ammunition. They're going to be ideal for just like hunting down enemy cavalry. And then we just go for some peltas. We really don't want Falksmen. They're not going to help
Here's
us
all
against the steppe factions. I can tell you that right now.
for the tribe.
Some nice cavalry will.
Ready for battle.
Well, our army grows larger, at least the one that's marching towards Olbia. We're about to get a rebellion in Olbia too, which is not great. I really want my army in Sarmatia to start recovering, though. I don't know why it's not. Guess we are quite far from Dacia, where we have the majority of our people, but still quite annoying. Also, the Dacian population, which is just barely anything, is just being completely neutered by my recruitment. And maybe that's why my army can't recover. There just aren't really enough people in Dacia. I haven't given them time to recover. Well, it matters little. My population will start to spike soon. That's inevitable. Public order is going to be too damn high. And look at this. A happy and encouraged population. We're like, things are getting better. Sure, they slaughtered us like animals, but we're okay with them now.
Ready for battle. Attack!
I mean, we can go ahead and destroy this rebellion.
On the move, lads.
So we have so much food in this area. It's like, why aren't we recovering so much?
For the tribe. You have further
I
orders?
mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and patrol the
I
region.
don't care how tired you are.
At least it'll suppress rebellious
Warriors all.
sentiments for a little bit. I don't know, we have 5 archers, we have a bunch of... let's get one more of these light peltas, I suppose. They'll do well against steppe armies. Four turns till rebel, that's not good.
Traveling on silent wings.
I am surprised the Tolian League is still a thing. Usually they get wrecked.
I am honored to receive this.
I'll trade with Epirus.
I can set.
I mean, usually they
Greetings
get
to you.
destroyed, but... Wait, what did we just get?
My
Another aggression
people
power?
value
Now
strength.
we're not gonna go for trade, usually. Crap,
I
I
am-
fell for the scam. I always fall for that scam, I just don't
You
read.
are welcome.
This time I didn't.
Your
This time I
word.
didn't. Did not fall for the scam this time. One more turn, boys. I mean, it's been honestly captivating to build this army up and just move it into the region where I need it, but... so yeah, I don't even know what to do with my main army. Like, we're still half strength, even after, like, 4 turns of residing in this province. They're just not coming up with any recruits. Nobody wants to fight for me, boys. These steppe people have some sort of honor. Not used to that. The Dacians was definitely didn't. So no, they met me in the field most of the time. They didn't cower behind the walls with their Mezakatuza. They fought me on the field like men. And they died like children, but still. Her heart was in the right place. Her sword arm's just a word. Well, let's see. Still no recruitment. That is annoying.
Thirsty for battle.
I want to go chop 2 of these units, because again, like, we aren't at war with anyone. We can easily recruit more.
I want hourly patrols.
House them in the city. Public order is still increasing rapidly. We're at 71. Public order is officially a non-problem in this area.
Thirsty for battle.
And I don't know, we could try to, like,
Starting out.
get a little closer to our lands.
When your feet bleed, you
Control the region over here. If we go for this, it makes other fishing ports even better. If we go for this, we just get a crap load of money, but we don't get food. Question is, do we need more food? We were building food here. Let's go for money. I'm gonna be a greedy man.
ready for
Still no public order boost. Still none. Or still no, jeez. Felt like these guys were losing men, but no. Sigodessos is about to get taken by Thracian pirates of all people. Well, I don't really care. I did basically abandon Odessos, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think about it all too much. Dacia is my new home. Now, wherever home it is. It's a very economically viable province. We have so many resources around. Copper. Food. Religion. Men-at-arms. We built up everything that we need, possibly. That we possibly need in Dacia. And every single turn, as more men flood into a region that they've heard is under constant development and thriving, we're becoming more and more and more established.
Their spirits have no...
These guys just want to milk me. The 4,700 is no paltry sum. Admittedly, it's not a big deal for me, but mostly everyone else kind of blows. And oh, these guys dislodged the Dacian pirates. Hello, the Thracian pirates, but hello. I'll take a victory there. I didn't really want to fight that anyway. Annoying little pirates. Go bother the Cimmerians now. Heck yeah. Now, Olbia did not condition to be a culturally significant area. I mean, no temple or anything, right? So that's why a public order is never really going up here. It's just all income based. All the buildings have. Let's see. Slipper ball imminent. What the? Minus 11. Well, hopefully my... Not really allies, but people, these guys that I have diplomatic treaties with, hopefully they will help. Otherwise, I'm a little screwed. Most are level 2. The public order is not an issue. It is an issue is that I can't upgrade anything. I need to get some construction. Gotta get some more technology.
I am honored to receive this embassy.
Oh, the Athenians are at war with Macedon? It's actually somewhat significant.
For the tribe!
And finally,
Thirsty
getting some recruitment. I'm like,
for
what the hell?
tribe. Get moving!
Oh man,
Thirsty for
spoke too
battle.
soon.
Get to it!
Finally
men.
we're getting some recruitment and now we're not because it's winter. Hoping that my allies will put down the slave rebellion. So otherwise we're a little screwed, and let's continue to just make his army smaller and smaller. Olbia's pretty strong. Ah, the public order is terrible though. Jeez. So I need both my armies if I want to make an impact against the Scythians. That's a thing, right? But yeah, boys, this is basically already settled. We are gonna try to take over all of Sarmatia. That's the goal. The Royal Scythians, we're gonna have to deal with them well. We're gonna have to keep our armies together, use our spy. We're gonna have to have a very well fought out and a well fought campaign if we want to stand a chance against Basilis Scythia. Yep. Goodbye, Thracian pirates. You will not be missed in the slightest. Goodbye. Goodbye. Go fuck yourself. Thank you for my ally for getting rid of him, but... yeah, they've been doing well protecting Thrace. I haven't. I've abandoned Thrace. Essentially abandoned Thrace. Oh. Looks like the slave revolt's gone. And slaves have been slaughtered. Although, still have a lot of slaves in the area anyway. I don't know how.
Thirsty for battle! Ready for battle!
Finally, we're getting more troops here.
Starting out! For the tribe!
I'm gonna go ahead and park this army here. That should increase recruitment. Yeah, we'll get this army up to speed in like one turn. $28 growth means, yeah, this is growing pretty quickly. And we can go ahead and patrol the region here.
Moving, you wretches!
Get a little bit of enhanced public order. Yeah, if I really wanted
Thirsty
to,
for battle.
could get some horse archers at this point. Yeah, I could. Sarmatian horse archers are pretty decent.
The shadows are friends.
But yeah, it looks like the Scythians, I mean, they know about like weird aggressive power.
Be welcome here, and be welcome.
Athens doesn't want anything to do with us, although Macedon is at war with the Athenians and with Tillus, so they kind of have their
A
hands full. a
flapping
bit.
tongue that speak. Greetings.
But no one really wants to trade with us.
The gods will have.
Makes sense. We're not exactly the most elite faction at this point. Population, it's going up. Extremely sparsely. Extremely sparsely populated. I mean, hey, like those extremely sparsely populated comments are gonna be going away soon enough. 290, 750, 384. I mean, turn by turn, we are establishing a reasonable citizen base here. One shop, trader. Still, yeah, it does look like the Scythians, they have the right idea, man. Like, they know exactly where the attack's gonna come from. But this army is strong. A lot of good cavalry units here. Goddamn. I need to 2v1 them. Like, that's the only way I could see myself winning handily. I need a 2v1. I know, is there any type of, like, replacements I want to make in this army? I think for our... If I can go ahead and cut this. I think I can cut both of these.
We need good fighters.
And get some cavalry instead. It's like, let's be real. Infantry isn't going to be as useful. I don't know, I might still need a baggage train. I don't think that this is like the best supplied region. Sarmatia of all places, although it is pretty tight. At least it's not like super long distances. Should I play till the start of the next war? I think I should. Dude, look at my income. Income's been going up considerably. And again, I think it's just because Dacia is growing, right? Like, the main way that you get income in this game is by having a good population base, and while I still don't have a great one, like, the Dacian population is rebounding pretty strong. And we're almost at 20k people living in Zarmezza-Gatuza, so it's starting into a nice little small town. People are seeking their fortunes. $2,600. Okay. Yeah, we're making good money there. We're making really good money. I do wonder though, maybe I should just cut. I mean, bread and games is supposed to accelerate growth, but it only does about like 2. I mean, over time that's gonna make a difference, but 15% extra tax income from like one whole province will probably make a little bit more of a difference, if I had to guess. Research, war exercises. Call to arms, what does that give me? I don't know, I guess it gives me like a 1 extra recruitment spot or something. Well, it would be nice to unlock the level 3 barrack, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I can get this now. Heck yeah. Oh, plus 4 growth per turn. Okay, that is pretty significant, not gonna lie.
Warriors all, for the tribe.
Let me go ahead and get this.
Move out!
Right up to the border.
Ready for further orders.
Uri. The Bundy are gone and the Brewery are there. What a big difference, man. What a big difference. Now we can just go kind of like chill here, just let my population rise. We have we have basically a bunch of just full stacks just operating here. It's gonna get really spicy with the royal civvies. I don't know if I'm making a huge mistake by attacking them, but we're just gonna have to find out, eh? Either we did and we lose horribly, or we did make a mistake and we just demolish them. Who knows? Oh man, make a lot of tax income here. Plus 20% tax rate. Let's just see how much my income goes up if I change the edict here. 4K? Like 20% of 4K? That's quite significant. That's almost a K. Getting a K off of an edict is pretty darn nice. I'm gonna go check how long I've been streaming. Oh, wait, catch up. Almost 2 hours. Okay, yeah. Oh my lordy. Oh my lordy, this game is an addiction. It's a fun addiction though, at least. Let's see what's going on over here. Carford lost Lily Bomb, yeah. Robes dominated. I do love the way that the Punic Wars play out, and the ends up being like this. You just like end up hearing about all of the major events, regardless of where you are. It's like shows how impactful and important the Punic Wars were. It's just this great ticking time bomb where Rome rises at the end. Oh my dude. Okay, my income went up massively. And honestly, growth is still very, very high one way or another. Like, it's still going up considerably, so not too worried. Plus 16 public order. Public order is completely stable. Completely flourishing.
Warriors all!
Looks like this army has been somewhat damaged by attrition somehow.
Ready for battle!
One way or another. It's gonna be Thracian on Scythian in the next turn. But honestly, I'm so proud right now. Like, I've been wanting to win an Odrysian campaign for so long, and I don't think I've ever gone to the point where, like, I had a whole province, and it was a strong province, and my military prowess was expanding. Just everything right now feels so stable, especially that that, like, wonder I have in Zarbesica 2, it just allows me to see what's happening over my borders. Although a king got taken by the Germans, that's not a good sign. Never like to see a Germanic faction with aggressive traits start expanding With all the additional money I have, perhaps it's time to start arming some Zermezikatuza people. Start bringing them under the king's banner. Because this army of 5
We have
is not really gonna help me. It's mostly my garrison. I should have accused them of public. That's gonna make people quite upset with me. But whatever. Oh dear, these guys are...
Ready for orders. Move out.
No, we're not gonna campaign in the winter in Sarmatia, I can tell you that.
Ready for battle.
How many agents do we have left?
I am a sin by the gods. No.
Oh dear. Oh dear, it's happening. Macedon is expanding. Doomsday, doomsday, doomsday. It's happening, boys. The big event. Damnation is upon us. Oh man. We were out here thinking we had time to pursue the Scythians, but no, it was all just an illusion. Macedonians are taking Thrace by force. Because we had our spy over here trying to broker a peace, broker an alliance with some damned Greeks that we missed out on what's going on over here. The truth is that getting all the way down here is going to take quite a few turns, at least in the winter. Besides this, we have like specific armies that are meant to go fight the steppe people. I don't know, we could try to avoid the Macedonians, I can tell you that, but we need to build up a force capable of fighting them over here in Thrace. That's for over here in Dacia, I can tell you that. And it's gonna hit my newly formed population base. I'll tell you that as well. I mean, barely any elites. It's a very low number of elites. We can't get those Ramphia warriors en masse, I can tell you. It's the Ramphia warriors, we can't get them. No, Germans, suddenly things don't look as easy. Not easy to just pursue my own interests at a whim. It's just like taking over the steppe provinces, that's kind of like a fancy, if anything. It's not really what I need to do. I don't know what the Royal Scythians are doing. If they're like heading in the direction of a Northern faction, then great. I'll take them distracted. But I don't really want them to like... I don't want them to just outflank me and go for Petrovada. This looks like we're just standing around. I know something's fishy. We're just keeping our armies together so they can reinforce each other. Well, that makes perfect sense. I mean, the Macedonians are totally going to till us down. It looks like we've already won a big battle against them, and they're just besieging the city. They'll be able to take it. It's probably just a barbarian hill fort, if I had to guess. It's not going to be something amazing. I mean, look at this. The Macedonians have
Treading secret paths.
2 armies. Gonna take this settlement for sure.
Ready for battle. Ready for orders. I want hourly patrols. Ready for battle. Starting out. Journey complete.
Wait, what's going on over here? Should have sent my spy. Oh yeah, it's, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and just wreck her capital, and then keep his army in Olbia. Because his army is gonna do really, really well defensively against Scythians. That's for sure. You know, Petrovada, just need to go defend it a little bit better. I mean, they do have a somewhat reasonable army here to protect, but we need better forces. And we can get better forces, because we have okay recruitment over here.
To the tribe.
Some archers, and then I know some warriors. Maybe one peltis out of the warriors. Plus 700. I mean, we have the income to do this. I can tell you that. Of course, it's gonna leave me exposed against the Germans, but they haven't really like declared war on me just yet. Maybe I could go bribe them to not attack me for a little while. See, did Antigonids actually take the settlement? I think I see Antigonids inside of the capital of Thrace. Surprised Epirus is still around. Usually Rome takes Apollonia from them. Suddenly things are a little bit questionable. Let's see how the Scythians react to me marching on their capital. Doesn't look like we're able to follow me. They're a little bit too far north. They kind of outplayed themselves a little, I think. Meanwhile, this army I have reinforcing Petrovada, we should be able to hold it if we attack it. Treaty agreement dissolved. Yeah, we're gone. They're gone. Oh, the Boii are gone too. Jeez, but yeah. These guys are out. That army's not going to do anything. Okay, here's my hope. Lugos over
The
here.
flapping tongue that speaks without wisdom is
If
not
I have
welcome.
aggression back from
Be
him,
like a spear and
it'd
have
be
a
really
pulse.
stupid to believe that this is going to
You
hold
have
it for any amount
spoken
of time.
fairly, and I can accept for my people knowing that good will come of the day.
I am here to listen if you speak honestly. Truth will be your sharpest weapon.
I mean,
No.
doesn't look like the Antagonists
Last
are
night
all
the
too
earth shook
excited.
as the gods moved. Enter, friend, and speak. We surely have much to
mean-
discuss, and perhaps much to agree.
You know
No
what?
temple can stand upon just two pillars. We cannot agree.
It's an odd way to reject someone. No temple can just stand upon just two pillars.
We make the settlements for the tribe! Yeah!
I mean, I really don't like siege battles in DI, so I'm just gonna play this out. Just take the settlement, and I'm just gonna go occupy it so we keep the population.
Orders.
Now we just destroy all the buildings here and rebuild as quickly as we can.
I count. Heading out.
He could either try to take Olbia.
You have the ear.
Does want a peace treaty already, which is interesting. Kind of cowardly, but interesting all the same. We can have colonist hoplites. Oh yeah, because of us.
Ready for battle!
And maybe I can go fuse like 2 of these units and then recruit a colonist hoplite. That might be worth it. I mean, it's not might be. It definitely is worth it. Yeah, we can go ahead and get some siege-based upgrades. Go ahead and hold this army here. I mean, that was a win for sure, taking this settlement. Heck yeah. Meanwhile, we're still gaining population over in Dacia pretty steadily. It's not the quick. It's not a very quick process to repopulate after devastating a region, but it does happen at some point. Season by season. You know, it's also like a compound interest thing, right? Each time that you get a little bit more, it increases the amount that you're gaining. But it looks like the Macedonians are just going to start pushing really hard. They've gained strength. That's why it's like I want to be done with the Royal Scythians quickly so I can go march my armies down to Polpadeva and Malva to actually defend it. And it's great that we were able to take the Scythian capital with haste, I can tell you that. It's very good that we were able to. Go for Olbia attack. I mean, I knew that they would. Good thing is that they outnumber them. The bad thing, they have cavalry, and it's good cavalry too. I mean, I have no choice. I need to face them here. And I need to hold them. But if I can hold them, if I can inflict mass casualties on this army, then this faction's basically done. Right, I have an army in Polpadeva that can march on them, but if they take Olbia from me, then I've won absolutely nothing in this conflict. The advantage is that I could see the way that they're going to attack. It's going to be here and here. That's undeniable. And I could possibly prepare for it. I mean, I can go ahead and use like 3 spears and just push them like this.
Orders?
I don't really want to spend too many spears guarding this area. Okay, we already put 3 spears here, right? I just want to like isolate them so I know that I can't use any more there. Put a spear here and I'll put, you know, 2 spears and a sword. These swords are pretty decent.
Missile-armed warriors!
Skirmishers!
Just trying to make like the ideal defense, you know, boys. Being very selective because this is going to be a very difficult battle. All the missiles need to be in guard mode. That's an important facet.
Missiles ready!
2 skirmishers here, 3 archers behind.
Bowman! Your orders? Bowman!
Have some weaker bows, like right here.
Thracian warriors!
Have a Thracian warrior here on the flank.
Thracian Royal Cavalry! We await your command. Yours to command. Spear infantry. At your command.
I have these guys here in case I need to, because like there's gonna be a reinforcement army. I have no idea where we're coming from, right? So I think so far this is pretty decent, all things considered. Oh yeah, the defenses. Caltrops, super important. Put them into center. I think this is where we're gonna attack from mostly. Stakes, put them like right here. Spike trap, 1 in front of each. Right here. Barricades on the flanks, just to make it a little bit more annoying to assault them. Firestone pits, I never use them. Let's fucking grab these.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Ready for orders.
They weren't very well hidden if we already discovered them. Look at these Thracian warriors. Think of this as just a garrison exclusive unit. It's basically just a Thracian footman. It's not a Romphia unit like it shows in the picture here. Okay. So it looks like we're mostly attacking this weak side.
Ready for orders.
Annoying, but reasonable.
Missiles ready and waiting.
On the other hand, though, this general is about to get completely annihilated by Caltrops, so... I mean, that general's dead,
One of our
basically.
units has used all its ammunition.
And It's about to lose a lot of horse archers here. I mean, honestly, he's just charging his cavalry right into spears. My spears are doing fine.
Yours to command.
And his general just died.
Missiles ready!
And I feel like my bows are absolutely destroying my opponent in the missile fight. Seeing a lot of blood just punching up, and I don't see a whole lot of casualties on my side. But his moving around is a little bit annoying, but... Oh yeah, I see his archer ring spinning! This is awesome, dude! Oh, but the reinforcements, boys, the reinforcements! I need to send infantry forward. I need to reinforce this side.
Ready and waiting.
Battle ready and eager!
Maybe I can shoot at him over here. I mean, look at this. His horse archers are almost as gone on this side. I feel like we have more than enough infantry to shut down his cavalry. I mean, my phalanxes and my spears are ripping into his mounted archer
The men are wavering.
horsemen, even if they are more elite. But on this side, we're just getting crushed. Oh dear.
As you command.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to move our peltis as quickly as possible.
As you command.
It's not super effective.
Warriors ready!
Okay, what about our peltis?
Ready! We hunger for blood and battle! Fire! Battle ready! Ready for battle! Odrysian
Move
warriors!
our peltis out.
By your command.
Okay, we killed never a horse archer there. The enemy horse archers are getting injured a lot, so... Hey, look at my cavalry! I forgot all about these guys! Oh man, if we can get them to this flank, but it's GG. Actually, because a lot of his cavalry don't have the best
Units has used all
morale.
its ammunition.
Like the light troops in particular. I think we've gotten like a mild encirclement on them too. Oh hell yeah! Look at this encirclement, boys. My peltis, we got into these guys. It's pretty damn effective.
Missile armed warriors! Swords!
Oh yeah. These cataphracts in the center, we're gone. What about my Thracian peltis? You're doing alright. They managed to survive the enemy charge at least. This is awesome. Okay, we just need to like we'll bring 2 cavalry into that combat just because I want to end it here, right? And we have the ability to, so why not? Get a nice little charge here, my general can go in. And there we go. We can start the Scythian mass routes. All of these warriors we need to bring out to this flank here.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Sending my shot cavalry to go hunt down the enemy Nice, dude. We just made them waver with a Thracian cavalry charge. Look at that, man. If you're fighting Thrace as Scythia, and you can't win on the cavalry front, then you're done. You have no reason to be here. Forward, boys! Charge!
Lancers! Make them bleed! Battle ready and eager!
Armored lancers, they're running away because they're behaving like cavalry, even though they should be wrecking us.
Our general is under attack.
Skirmishers! Take them down!
Thracian pelters are going up against a Scythian tribal spear. It's pretty even cut affair right now. But Once my Longspur Palpus get involved, these guys are pretty beastly warriors and we've seen. I mean, they managed to hold against an enemy cavalry onslaught. Yeah, I mean, these Scythian archers, they're going down. These guys are taking some nice shots here. Decisive victory. The only thing is you can't really catch Scythians once they retreat. But hey, we killed around half of their men. It's pretty darn good, and I think at their, yeah, this like initial army, if you just look at the losses, catastrophic losses on a lot of their units. Meanwhile, for us, I mean, we did pretty darn well. We held firm. A lot of our men survived. If anything, this was just a good bloodying experience for a lot of them. And we're in our territory, so we'll be able to recover. The only downside of this battle is that it wasn't a super duper... We weren't able to kill enough of Scythians to just make for last settlement undefended. That's the only problem. You know, we still have quite a few men that they can salvage here. But hey, we'll ransom some captives. And his men run away into their lines, although one of the armies, it looks like they ran away where there's no supplies.
The spirits have noticed that our treasure stores are full.
Don't mind non-aggression pact. It's a relatively cheap one at 1700. But yeah, I'm hoping that this army in Olbia will be able to recover the men that we lost from that battle. Let's see what condition the Scythians are in. Again, I want to wipe them out as quickly as possible. It'll allow me to go turn my forces towards the rising Macedonian threat, because they're the biggest threat to me by far. These Scythians are only a threat because I made them a threat by picking a fight with them. Here's a rebel army. And there's the death of the rebel army. Lost some Ramphia warriors. Feels bad, man. This army's gonna take forever to get to Olbia.
Ready for battle.
It's like, try to face these guys on the field, it's not gonna go too well. No, we just go back to Olbia, we retain some troops. I don't know, I think I lost a spearman, so we can get a colonist hoplite in return. Here we can get, do I want to get another colonist hoplite?
Are you ready to do your duty to the tribe?
Man, it's funny that this army used to have like a bunch of Ramphias and stuff. It's changed so much.
Ready for orders.
This army is still like, this army is so aggressively deployed, man. It's annoying.
Welcome. I throw open the doors to you and bid you enjoy our talks.
God, they want so much money for a non-aggression pact. They want to like make me beg for it. God, I just want to wipe them out, man. So many steps to doing that, though. At least most of Macedonian armies are still far away in Pulpadeva, and I don't know, if we're really just gonna go straight for like Dacia, surely if they try to take over Thrace first. So that army backed off, probably back to Pulpadeva to lick its wounds. So it gives me a couple of turns. At least I'm in a good position up against the steppe tribes, right? At least I know for a fact that they cannot mount another offensive on me for a couple of turns. Unless I just open up her treasury and try to get all the mercenaries into region. There's a lot. There's a lot of Sarmatian mercenaries floating around. So much so that I'm thinking about just, like, if I can't recruit men, like my supply lines just aren't working, then maybe I should just, like, maybe I should just recruit a bunch of mercenaries for a few turns. On aggression
The
power.
spirits have noticed that our treasure stores are wanting.
I mean, they're so far away. I don't need to pay for non-aggression pact with them. Not unless they attack me, then I'll pay for a peace. Be more expensive, but I'm willing to take the risk that they're not going to attack me. As I say that, I'm like, they're a steppe tribe. Of course they're going to attack me. Who do you think they are? Get sheep horsemen. I don't know about it counts for, like... What does this give me? Doesn't seem to have really given me a whole lot.
Warriors all, ready for orders. On the move, lads.
On the move.
Yeah, I mean...
Thirsty for battle.
Crap, the winter is giving our opponent a chance for respite, a chance to lick his wounds. Okay, here's what I can do. If I can't recruit, like, if I can't fully retain troops, I just need to recruit new ones. Right, that's just like the intelligent thing to do. Man, what I can do here is,
Warriors all.
okay, 2 of these and nice expensive mercenary.
Ready for orders.
This army is getting bigger. This army is getting bigger. Now I do fear the Macedonians to the extent
Greetings,
where
my friend. You have
Think
my
it's
ear for your
time
speech,
to offer
and if
them
it profits my people,
a little bit more. No.
no. Last night the earth shook as the gods moved.
Can I get a
It
little
was a
bit
warning of terrible danger.
better? No, okay.
No. Last night the earth shook as the gods moved. It was a warning of terrible danger.
For the tribe.
Alright, well, as you can see, me and the Scythians were basically just getting the best thing that we can. Best armies we can together for the spring. You both know that the decisive confrontation between our nations is about to come forth. We're recruiting some new units over here because we can't get people to replace the ones who have fallen. We have our army that was training up in Dacia. They've come to join us. And of course the army in Olbia, we're sucking recruits from Dacia steadily as we can. Oh, and this, but dude, if we can take Danu Apara, huge win. I mean, it's just gonna be so great to be established here in Scythia. It's such a defensible position. And it brings us close to the Bosphorus. And I really want to go ahead and I want to make war on the Cimmerians. It's just, if I can get control of the Bosphorus, that's like one of the best regions in the game. So much better than Dacia. We just have to get these stupid Scythians out of the way first. They've almost done that. We just need a couple of turns to be at their doorstep. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Attrition. Just a bunch of garrisons. I don't know, I guess it's the winter. People freezing to death. We have copper, so let's go for the advanced barracks. See what it gives us. Alright.
Ready for orders.
March into the field, boys!
That path is blocked. Ready for battle.
Ready for battle.
There's so many.
Warriors all. Starting out. Is there nothing else? Ready for orders. Kill.
If we
Get
can
moving!
gang up on this army.
Ready for battle.
Ready for orders.
For the the tribe!
things will be great, but I don't think that we can.
For the
What I want to do is just have these armies like, stick together.
Get moving!
ready for order. Get moving.
That's the best I can do. Just have these guys stick together.
Ready for battle.
Also, this army could totally use some mercenaries. I don't care if this puts us in a negative. You know what? I would normally be very scared for my like main settlement, but then I'm thinking to myself, they have only they have one unit of infantry. How are we even gonna like use siege equipment? Okay, our free armies. We're in Sarmatia. We are lined up to just assault Danu Apara. We just need to get there. I don't know, whatever the Scythians do here is going to be decisive. What I'm hoping is that they're both just going to go try to gang up and take on my 3 armies, and I could just play a nice defensive battle with archers. Of archers and infantry, that's what I'm hoping. I'll inflict massive casualties on them and then just storm Danu Apara at the beginning of my turn. That would just be the #1 thing I could do. But no, this army fucks off. I think they're trying to go for Garros, if I had to guess. But that leaves Danu Apara somewhat low on defenses. I don't know if we should go for the defensive alliance, because that would at least deter the Macedonians somewhat, but it could also pull me into a war but have 0 ability to fight. You know what, if we have an army in the region after like this war, then we'll contemplate with defensive alliance. Well, let's see what we can do. We have to discover where this Scythian army ran off to. It's 100%. Okay, counter to RDA. Maybe if we're fighting Macedon, they could be a potential ally.
Ready for orders!
I think these guys are somewhat outside of the range of any of my armies.
Warriors all!
I mean, this army is somewhat depleted, but
Thirsty for battle!
we're
Let
gaining
the power
men. That's big.
before us! Besieging settlement!
Ready for battle.
For the tribe! Ready for battle!
You know what? This army could easily win
For the tribe.
in a defensive engagement. I'm thinking that we could totally just overpower Danu Apara here, take the settlement, and force the Scythians to have their backs against the wall. I mean, they won't have a single settlement, boys. That would just be a really, really bad position for them. I mean, for anybody, really, right? Don't want to ever be completely settlementless as a faction. To have your men deteriorate turn by turn by turn. Let's see if we can win this battle. And it won't be the easiest fight, I can tell you that. Right? I mean, the garrison will give him ample infantry, and then he still has a ton of cavalry that can be very pesky. I mean, we'll have my Thracian footmen and my long spear peltas up front. Colonist hoplites, you guys can see a look at those. I mean, they're like a standard Greek hoplite unit. They're alright. I mean, they will hold the line. I think I have somewhat crappy morale compared to most other hoplites, but they're still pretty reasonably good hoplites. And we'll just have our long line of skirmishers in the back. And at the end of the day, I still don't expect the Scythians to do well against us on the infantry front. Especially because they're using a lot of garrison infantry.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
A reinforcement army is somewhat weaker. Okay, let's go ahead and just organize our forces here. You know what I'm thinking is that we can get all the Thracian footmen to be our front line. The long shield peltas, the long spear peltas, they will patrol the flanks. ward off against cavalry charges and the like. So at the end of the day, our flanks will be quite exposed. We have a lot of archers that we need to protect, so that makes sense. Have an actual Peltis, Thracian Peltis on either flank. Alright, because these Thracian Peltis, they do great missile damage and they have good melee stats, so they can hold up against a cavalry charge for a little bit. Hoplite, of course, still in the center, and you know what? My Hoplite, along with my Thracian Noble, is going to be like my elite infantry corps. Never long shield. Long spear Peltis. We can have this guy kind of join like this side. So right here. Now we just wait. Wait for all my units to go into formation. It took a little while for my Thracian Noble to get into place, but it's well worth waiting. He could destroy any infantry on the field. Now when it comes to my cavalry, right, we have a lot of good melee cab. The shock cavalry will absolutely dumpster enemy units off the charge, unless it's like a lancer. Sarmatian hired rider, I mean, it's not very good. Although, good charge. Good charge, actually very similar to my Thracian shock cab. Very, very similar. Slightly worse, but pretty much the same idea. Salve! Salve, my friend! I have been streaming for 2.5 hours. I'm completely absorbed into this campaign right now. And as the typical Thracian issue is, the Macedonians are building up on my doorstep. We aren't at war yet, but I anticipate it'll start any day now. And I've embroiled myself into a conflict with the Scythians. So, oh, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. With the Scythians, so yeah. I am like stressing to just finish this campaign, defeat these pesky steppe nomads as quickly as possible, so we can go and turn our attention to the Macedonians, because right now they could just waltz through Dacia and Thrace and take settlements with zero repercussions. But we have this massive battle, and I think we can win it because we have a good cavalry presence, we have a great skirmish presence. These guys will handle the enemy horse archers well. You can see the arrows fall amongst their densely packed ranks, and unless they maneuver and run around, we should be able to deal with these horse archers well. And of course my infantry will do well against the enemy infantry. We're Thracians after all. These Scythians don't know the first thing about hand-to-hand combat. Oh. If our cavalry just charges in and bulldozes my lightly armed troops, then things will progress quite poorly indeed. We need a countercharge here. Before we lose too many men. Come on, boys. Step tribesfolk? Oh yeah. Gonna rout that unit real quick. They're just a bunch of random dudes that showed up to the battle. Man, it looks like big battle. 2 stacks on your side? Almost 2 full stacks. One of them's like 14, but yeah, against one of his stacks plus his garrison. And then the Scythians have 1 final stack that's just lurking in the province. Could be an issue later. Let's go form the phalanx here. Basically, dude, it's a full-on affair for all the marbles. For if this is their last settlement, if they lose this, then their civilization falls. But as usual, like I think that whenever Hellenic armies went up against Scythians, it usually ended up with the Scythians just routing as a mass. They're better as raiders, aren't they? And it looks like, yeah, it looks like we're falling pretty quick here. I mean, jeez, okay. I remember, I think, didn't Philip the Great, he fought against Scythians, didn't he? It's quite a controversy, actually, when he fought against them in Dacia. So I think that the Scythians, they, didn't they, like, raid him, and then they claimed, oh, no, we didn't. So then he just went into for province. He's like, oh, I'm not attacking. I'm just here to build a temple. That I remember reading in one academic text, so I think it went something like that. Oh jeez. These armies are so big and I'm barely
One
microwave,
of our
but
units has used all its ammunition.
my massed charge just broke the enemy's spirits. These garrison infantry, they can't hold against me. At this point, we just need to put down their cavalry and make sure that they can't get a sudden rout. And hopefully if I can continue to follow them, I can stop these units from recovering. Build a temple, it just so happens something. I mean, yeah, it was a Greek temple. I don't think it was a temple to Ares in particular, but... Or maybe it was. I can't remember who it was for. Some patron deity of Philip's, but... No, he just like, hey guys, we gotta build a temple. The gods will be angry if I don't. I'm going right into your territory with my full army as my protection. If you don't attack me, then I won't attack you. But of course, if someone moves into your territory with your full army, you're gonna attack them. So, yeah, Philip wiped them out. Although he didn't actually keep most of the loot from that campaign, because I think he retreated through Thrace. Well, obviously, right? He retreated through Thrace, and he was raided aggressively by the Triballi. Quite famously. So he didn't keep most of his loot. He actually had to leave it behind for the Triballi, so... Yep. Scythian loot went to a bunch of Thracians. So... I think that there's rarely much profit in fighting these types of nations. They're just too pesky. Ooh, man. Our Dignitas went up, which... Wait, not Dignitas, what is it? Our Imperium went up, which is great, but... At the same time... Yeah, we just auto-sip it. We have such great odds when we do that. Imperium went up, but our income goes down. It's like old saying, my body is a temple, but unfortunately the temple is dedicated to... That's funny, bro. Never heard that one. That's actually hilarious. The body is a temple, but it's a Buddhist one. Thus I'm fat. Oh, well, that is awesome. Dude, Athenians took over Devil. What the heck? Okay, you know what? That puts my mind at ease. I thought the Macedonians were about to wreck me, but no. Athenians don't like me whatsoever, but
I throw open the doors
perhaps...
to you and bid you enjoy our talks.
Oh yeah, these guys are not nearly as warlike as the Macedonians.
We are
I could pay 5,000. I have 5,000.
Excellent news.
There we go. That buys us quite a bit of time. I mean, that's simply phenomenal.
For the tribe!
I mean, hey man. I'm glad you're able to share it with me. I'll definitely steal that joke. The body is a temple, however, it's a Buddhist one. Thus, it's perhaps not optimally shaped. I mean, hey, we can go ahead and sell some of the more expensive mercenaries we've acquired for this campaign. No wonder our income is so low. We've been maintaining these very expensive troops. You know what? We can go ahead. I'll just scrap this entire army. It wasn't. I mean, what joke is original, honestly? I think every joke that I've ever told to anyone I've taken from elsewhere. I don't think that there is such a thing as an original joke. Oh, isn't that the beauty of it? You never remember where you got a joke from. If you've been using it for a long time, anyway. And I'm just thinking, how do I get back to Thrace as efficiently as possible, or do I even? And we can post up an army. Post up an army like right here, because we need one left in the region to make war on the Bosphorus eventually. What army would be more useful to keep? 5 archers isn't really the most useful, but... Oh yeah, we'll keep this army here.
Warriors all!
I mean, this army was specifically built to go deal with Scythians, though. It won't be the most effective against Greek opponents. Is this the one that's like super well developed? No, is this the one that's super well developed? Oh jeez. Yeah, this is like the elite army. Well, I'm glad I put a smile on your face. You did! A great smile. Oh, what's this guy's name? Thales. You know, we'll keep him in the province for like one more turn, but then afterwards we'll just kill it. And my life is good. Heck yeah! Go for an Odrysian noble. That sounds somewhat loyal. What do you think? Is war on Athens a prudent step? I mean, surely these pesky Athenians need to learn a lesson, don't they? You have a non-aggression pact with them, but says that we meant it. We had our fingers crossed behind our back the entire time. Yeah, I love them, dude. They make them so well.
Warriors all.
I just wonder how this like mod even came to be. Like, how did it come to such like? How to even like figure out the population thing? I just so many like unique ideas channeled into this mod.
Ready for orders.
You know what? I just need to like figure out what the Athenians have, and then I'll start recruiting for it. For the war against them.
Thirsty for battle.
One more turn. No, we can edict this place. Do we have too many slaves here? No, we don't. I mean, look, there's absolutely no way that we can prevent the uprising in this province, so we'll just go for one of these. But yes, one more turn and then I must hop off. I've been playing for way too long. Longer than I intended, which is always a good sign. It's a sign you're having fun, but it's also a sign that you should get off. Let's see. In Rebellion and Olbia, we can go march the
We are a
army
mighty
from
people.
Danu to help him in Sparta. Come on, why would I need a non-aggression pact with them? They're all the way in the Peloponnese. I absolutely do not need to fear of him just yet. We barely have a presence in Thrace, let alone in southern Greece. And I do notice so many factions that you would absolutely never fight. DI was a mod in Rome 1 and they stuck together. Oh, really? Dang! That's actually really cool. Was it called DEI in Rome 1? So I used to play Rome 1 like when I first got a computer. Because I couldn't run this game, and I remember like over in Rome 1, I think Europa Barbarum was like the main realism mod for Rome 1, right? And honestly, there's so many similarities between Europa Barbarum and like this in terms of the art and stuff. Like, were they the ones working on that, or did they have a mod called DEI there as well? Just wasn't as well known. They were yeah, that makes sense, because like this mod gives me a very similar vibe. So I love how this like army can just survive off the land, since they're like, you know, nomadic peoples. And we're just gonna go ahead and wipe them out. That's the end of the Royal Scythians. Goodbye. And now we can figure out what to do over here. I mean, we do need to get this army back. I mean, I'm just thinking maybe we just dissolve his army entirely. I don't know, it's not really that useful of an army to fighting like a Hellenic faction, but on the other hand, it's like, feels a little wasteful to just get rid of him. I mean, this is a pretty, yeah, these are some strong Athenian armies, I can tell you. But now with like, so much division in Thrace, I think it's an ample time to return there and fight. Yeah, that confused me so much when I first started playing DEI. That confused the crud out of me. But it makes sense. I mean, sure, some opportunistic business people might enjoy the presence of a military, you know, in the city. Especially, like, brothel owners or, I don't know, tavern owners, but I think that for the average person, all that a military's presence would bring is just suffering, no? Just create tension. It makes sense. The brothels would make excellent money. Record profits for the brothel owners. Let's see. I mean, dude, we can get these Sarmatian cataphracts if we just get one more upgrade on that. Build this. I can get some more Greek units too. If I go for the trader, I can get these. The pikes. Man, I'm still trying to figure out what to do. Like, I don't want to dissolve either of these armies. It seems like such a waste to just get rid of all of these units. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. This army, I'm gonna go take it over here because I think that this forest specifically will have a better time fighting barbarians than it will against a Hellenic rival like the Bosphorus Kingdom. This army I'm gonna keep here. I'll build it up with local troops, and I'll do with it what I will. This new army, we'll build it up. We have so much income. It's not really a big deal. Like, I can waste a couple of turns of income by transporting an army. It's not such a big deal. Yeah, let's see what I can do. And this requires elites, which I don't have a lot of. Reason for Cav. What about here? Do I have elites here? Oh, I have a lot of elites here. If I actually bothered to upgrade my recruitment, I could totally take them from Odessos. I mean, I don't have many elites in either of these areas. They're just new, and I really don't want to, like, use up my elite population. It would be kind of annoying. Should probably just recruit from the warrior and the freeman group. I mean, these guys definitely use elites. No doubt about it. Based on their appearance and stuff. These mercenaries aren't really worth it. What of these Fenians? I mean, a lot of cavalry here.
How can I assist? That
Can I
would
move a
shame
little
my
bit to get more
ancestors.
visibility? No. Would be nice to bring this spy over here so I can spy and phrase a lot better.
I am a sage of the forest. I will walk the warriors.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what I want to recruit for now, but, you know, there's certain staples that every army will have, right? So it's safe to just get those. For example, we can get some Peltis, right? You always want some Peltis as Thrace, and some Thracian footmen as well. The Romphia warriors, I guess they're just a little out of my depth for now. Yeah, well, I think I'll end things here. I mean, pretty prosperous campaign so far. Dacia is building up nicely. Captured Sarmatian. Oh, to choose what to do here. I mean, I'm choosing to get a lot of my public order from a temple. Which is perhaps not the most efficient way to do it, but it's what I've chosen. Could go for amphitheater here. That would really kill the public order, but like over here, Most of my public order is coming from events because I think I have just like a really good building here or something. I don't know. I don't know what event this is. It just keeps on coming, so I'm taking it. I don't fully understand this. But over here, I don't have anything of the like, so... I have a lot of buildings that are going to detract from public order, so... Of course, I could just go for one of these. Yeah, I think I'll go for public order from an Agora instead. It's just... This way I can go for something more profitable. I think this is the best. I mean... 1,200 wealth? Way more wealth than this. Go for a grain market. It's like a very lucrative building. But everything looks good for now. We're not teetering on the edge of any war I can't handle. And everything is solid. So I'm gonna end it for now, but thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate ya. And yeah, tune in next time. Bye for now.